Alright, welcome everybody. This is Scott Davis. Today I'm going to make a video. I'm going to be changing this thermostat out. As you can probably hear, it makes a nice buzzing noise. It's an older thermostat. It has a timer function on it, and the timer is motorized, and so it makes a lot of noise. It was very high-end at one time, but it's in the office where I make videos, and that noise is hard to keep out of my videos, so it's also annoying. So I went ahead and I just got a very simple Honeywell, same brand name as the original, non-programmable thermostat that's digital. And really it's all I need. I just need to be able to turn on the air conditioning, the heating, and be able to fan on or off and turn the temperature up and down. That's really all I require in this office. So that's what I'm going to do today, and I'll show you how I do it. Okay, to do this job today, I've assembled some tools to make this a lot easier. To start with, I have my Kershaw knife, which I will use to open the box. I have a multi-bladed screwdriver. It's got a Phillips and a flathead on one end and the other. These are really nice, heavy-duty screwdrivers. I don't want to use a power screwdriver because I don't want to strip anything. A very high-end pair of needle nose pliers. I like them with a spring lock on them so they retrieve and come back. For the wires, I've got a pair of strippers, and again, these are good tools. There's no sense in buying cheap tools when you're buying these little hand tools because the extra money is not that great to get something really good, and these are Southwire, very good. And then I have a multimeter here, which I'll use to check the voltages to make sure that I'm not going to shock myself in the process of doing this. And so I'll end up shutting the breakers off when I get to that point, but I want to know and be able to check and make sure that what I've done has shut the power off. So first thing is go ahead and remove this timer so I can get access to any wires or connectors that are behind it. And it's just two screws to get that off of there. And it's got two leads on it. I'm going to go ahead and clip the leads since I'm eliminating this thing anyway. I'm going to do them one at a time. There is live energy in those, and you hear the timer just go off. And I cut them at different lengths so they can't cross over. So the timer's now been removed. The next thing I'm going to do is I've got two accessible screws. I don't have any others that I can get my hands on, so let's just remove those. And it just popped right off. Now I'm going to get my cell phone, and something you guys should all do when you're doing this kind of work. I'm going to take a picture of the wiring on the back of that. There we go. Now I can always refer back. Okay, now I'm going to check the voltages. And this should be AC volts, so I'm going to set the multimeter at 200 on the AC volts. And let's go ahead and first start with the red and white wires. And I got 26 volts there. Okay, let's try the black and the red. 26 volts there. Green and red, 26 volts. And 26 volts. It's got a couple little pieces of hardware there to mount with. And the bottom just comes off like that. The top just slides in, and it takes two AAA or AAA batteries in the back of it, and some warranties and things like that. Honestly, this is a pretty inexpensive thermostat. I think I paid $16 for it, but it'll be quiet because it doesn't have a mechanical function. Funny thing is, it came with wiring diagrams. And these are great except for the fact that the wires are already colored. I mean, if I put Y on yellow, it's kind of obvious, isn't it? And G on green. If you had wires that didn't match, then this would be perfect. And I guess that happens a lot. So Generally, I'm not a big manual reader, and I'm not going to read it today either. Okay, I'm back, and now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to loosen up the screw. Tight fitting screw, but it does fit the screwdriver perfectly. And I'm just going to back them up. Gently pull them out of position. Try to keep them straight. You don't want to break those wires. You don't want to bend them if you can avoid it, because they will just bust off, and that's no good if they do. Now I'm going to go ahead and remove the plate itself. And there we have it. The plate's been removed. Huh, they are the same length. Isn't that funny? All right. Or the same distance apart. Well, that saves a step. That might not be what happens for you, but I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. Now you see the paint doesn't match, which is a little bit of a hassle. Now let's level it. And it won't be so tight that I can't just maneuver it around if I want to later. It's not, you don't want it to be that tight. It's not necessary. All right, I'm now going to begin to insert the wires into their positions. So the black wire is going to go into the black. So I'm going to hold it down like that. And just get it screwed in. Okay, so I managed to get all the leads attached and screwed down nice and tight. And I think I've got the wiring correct. We will find out if I've got the wiring correct. Next, I'm going to take this and I'm going to put the 2 batteries inside of it. It takes 2 AAAs. There we go, pretty simple. And we do have a reading on it now. It says it's 74 in here. It's not too awful. And stick it on there and attempt to pop it into position. All right, those automatically the leads would have gone in. So let's see if it's 71. And we'll see if we've got some air conditioning coming on. I hear air conditioning coming on, and there's no buzzing noise. All right, you might look at this and think, well, that's a horrible finish on there. So I have a white spray paint. It may not match perfectly, but it's going to get rid of that ugly line. And I'm just going to put a little plop right there. And I take my brush through it. And I'm just going to work it with a brush. It's not very thick like that. And you can see it's much better than it was. So I hope that's a trick that everyone enjoys, what they just saw. That's eliminated the whole thing, and I didn't have to tape it off. I didn't have to go through all the hassles of doing that. You barely be able to tell when it's done that there was anything done there at all. It'll dry really fast now that I've brushed it out. Helpful. Please like and subscribe to my videos if you think this has been helpful. I really want to bring you some good content and relevant things that I think will be very helpful to everybody. Thank you very much.